I have had it with these monkey flying snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. Oh, you're saying I look like a Neanderthal otherwise?
Yeah. That's what I love about 80-year-olds.
They keep getting older and I keep beating the shit out of them.
It is happening. We are back. Welcome to A Couple of Fellas. Steve, how in the hell have you been?
Dude, I've been over the moon lately, let me tell you.
Over the Dogecoin.
Well, I'm not holding Dogecoin. In fact, even better, I got out there in the real world and I was in the sun. I was on vacation in Florida for a week. Just no worries, just beaches.
You're looking tan.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm sure everyone at home watching the YouTube video, you can see how bronzed I've become, how glowing I am.
You just crank the saturation up in case they can't.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, dude, and I don't know. It was just like a good hard reset for me. I came back and I was like over there, right? There's no gym or anything. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't been running. Like, it's beautiful weather out. There's a beach right here. I'm going to run every day. And for the first, 4 days in a row, I did. And then we were always doing stuff in the morning, so I didn't have time. But, yeah, so I got, kind of back in running shape. And then this week, I started intermittent fasting. I got 8 hours of sleep every night.
Oh, my goodness,
I was running
Steven.
in the morning. I, went to the gym. I went to the gym 3 times, which is usually my goal, and then did yoga on my rest day.
My God.
Dude,
you are killing it. Any meditation?
I mean, yoga's meditative, I guess, but no explicit meditation,
Okay.
no.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but yeah, I've just kind of been on my shit, dude. It's been a good week.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Some manscaping too to go with the vacation.
I did clean up a little bit because here's the thing. So
I saw.
So yeah, so we I was on vacation, right? And this is partly what spurred the running. I was like, man, I've been bulking all winter. I didn't get quite as big as I wanted to, and now it's it's about to be summer. I guess it's time to start leaning down, even though I didn't build all that mass I wanted to, but whatever. So I was all hairy and everything, and I was like, I kind of want to see what my stomach looks like under all this hair because I can't really tell.
I don't know where the edges are.
Yeah, and so I shaved my stomach, right, or I buzzed it all the my stomach hair off, and usually when I do that, I'll also just do my chest.
Smiley face.
Yeah. Well, I have some fun with it first, of course.
You better.
Take some
At least
pics for posterity.
Couple weeks.
But yeah, so I usually just do my chest, but my chest is annoying as hell to buzz and all that kind of stuff. So
why?
Why
as
is it
somebody
annoying?
I have almost no body hair. In fact, it's only just starting to grow on the bottom part of my chin. I am 25.
Right, right.
I noticed a speed increase in the last 2 or 3 months. So it's finally happening. I think puberty is dropping.
Let's go, dude.
I'm copping
You're
the album.
there.
We're going to get it. But yeah, no, aside from the stuff growing on top, I've got very little body hair, and I don't know the struggle or the pleasure of having to deal with it / having the opportunity to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Why is chest hard to do, and why is smiley face not what you wear all the time?
So chest is hard to do. I'll answer that one first because your stomach, I mean, you can look down and you can see it, right? But when you're trying to get up high on your chest, yeah, you got to use a mirror and it's awkward, and your chest also
mirror's rough.
My chest kind of has divots in points and things like that don't
From the
make it
muscles.
easy. Exactly. My chest hair grows. My hair pattern, it all grows kind of into the middle, and then it swooshes up at the top
and goes down
the
what's that feature called?
A Diffie Q feature. What are you talking about?
Cum gutter. That's the
one. Jesus. Dude. No, there's too much hair. This is a gutter that you have to clear. It is full of leaves
mangrove
and
forest.
moss. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So I shaved my whole stomach, didn't shave my chest, and I was like, Sent a Snapchat to a couple people
pretty sweet 70s aesthetic, if I say so.
What do you think? Leave the chest? And of course it was all dudes, and they're like, hell yeah, you leave the chest, dude. I was like, all right, bet.
What you should have done is shaved everything but the mustache to go with it.
Oh my god, everything but the oh yeah,
hairy
just chest hair and mustache, Tom Selleck looking
bush.
ass. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, to match.
But who's ever shaved that?
Yeah, oh god, no one in the history of the world, I don't think. Why would you? I mean, it's supposed to be there. It grows for a reason.
As opposed to all of the belly and body hair that you're waxing off.
Yeah, that's completely frivolous. Exactly.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm tracking.
But dude, you were talking about how you're finally going through puberty or whatever. They don't tell you in puberty class how like you generally say it like starts in middle school and ends in high school or whatever, and like maybe you'll grow a little bit in college. They don't tell you the ongoing struggle as you get older and older, how just new hair can just be popping up everywhere. Like at one point in college, I realized like, when the hell did I have hairy shoulders? Like this has never been a thing before.
Where there is a positive in having facial hair and even, chest hair, and your chest bush.
Absolutely.
I think that I say, at least from my perspective as an unharried person.
Right. A bald man.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That I feel like that's a line where it starts to cross into pretty unambiguously not a fun time. Hairy shoulders.
Right.
I see a lot of hairy shoulders. I've seen a lot of hairy shoulders in my life.
Yeah.
In a lot of contexts and contexts.
Contexti, yeah.
Contextia.
Yes.
And,
perfect.
And on a lot of different individuals.
Right.
But I don't think I've seen anyone who was necessarily looking to represent it or cultivated it or styled it or did
I've definitely never seen anyone style
I've never
it.
seen anyone do anything aside from deal with it or try to get rid of it.
Right.
So I am led to believe that my assumption may be correct, that it is, you don't want shoulder hair. Like, was this a negative for you when this began?
The shoulder hair thing? I was like, yeah, what's that? I don't need that. Looks kind of weird. Yeah. Especially because it's like, they're like extra dark. Like my arm hairs are pretty light, but these are just like thick and dark, and they grow in like
Patches.
a ring. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a patchy beard. Exactly. But it's like patchy
My
shoulder hair.
beard is patchy.
Yeah, it's very strange.
You gotta get some of that beard growth oil and vitamins. Don't work. I've tried them.
Oh, yeah.
I figured, why the hell not?
PSA.
This is funny.
Yeah, for sure.
And if it works, great.
The thing is, though,
They
I think
never do.
the trade-off comes with like, the body hair comes with the beard. They rarely are like one without the other.
That's pretty true.
Yeah. And I do like having a beard, I think.
It works on you.
I think it's worth the body hair. I think I'd take that trade.
I don't think I can give an answer in good conscience until I've seen both sides of the coin. And by then it'll be too late.
Yeah.
Assuming, that is, that I ever start actually growing hair.
Yeah. You could get hair plugs all over your whole body.
Or, if we're going to be really optimistic for a moment, it might just be that I am on such a delayed timeline relative. Maybe these milestones are coming. Your 14-year-old hair growth, I'm now hitting at 25.
True. Okay.
So maybe your 25-year-old beard growth, I might be hitting at 45 or 50. Maybe my shoulders don't get hairy till 50, but I get beard from 25 till 50.
Oh, man,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be something.
This drawn out time period. I'm hitting fewer milestones, but the gaps between them means that I get to enjoy each stage.
Dude, if you...
I might be able to have a beard and no/low body hair.
Dude, if you could grow facial hair, I can't imagine you not having a long ass, like well manicured, oiled and everything, like beard. I feel like you do fun handlebar shit with the mustache. I feel like
I would definitely, for at least a little while, like a couple of years at least.
Just because you like your settings on max generally. So like you have long hair. And
min
I feel
max,
like
min body hair, max head hair.
Yeah, and I feel like you would choose to just like, no, I'm gonna keep this beard and I'm gonna do cool shit with it.
For sure, for at least a while.
It also finishes the whole like Viking aesthetic you got
that
going.
Would be fun as well.
Yeah, right.
I agree.
Yeah, you'd braid it too.
It'd be really fun to have. I could braid my hair into my beard.
Yeah, dude. Have like a
warm in the
braided
winter.
lion's mane, exactly.
Halloween, already I use the hair as a factor, and how much more fun would it be if I had a beard that I could do that with?
Right, exactly.
And then when you decide to, napalm the beard village and start something from scratch.
When you donate your beard hair.
Well, probably not. You get, unless it's, that sentence is finished by, to a prank.
Okay.
I do think that in the process of eliminating head hair or beard hair or whatever, you have the option to do funny shit. Like you shaving a smiley face for yourself and just yourself.
Yeah.
Every time you shave your body. You can do the, like just the mutton chops and mustache, then a couple of different mustaches, or like half your face and not the other. Like if I was going to do something very drastic after having my nice long full Viking beard, one can dream, for 5 years, maybe it's time after a decade of long hair and a half decade of a beard to go straight Walker bald.
Right.
Because
right.
it would shock everyone, and my hair will grow back if I want to.
Yeah.
It'll take years, but
Right.
then I could do half of my hair on one side, half my facial hair on the other.
Oh my goodness.
Or anything else in that general ballpark.
I feel like you would totally do those, or you would get someone to do them for you. The Hunger Games-esque, like,
crazy
beards.
face.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, that look like tribal tattoos of hair.
See if I can rock the, like, Robert Blondie Jr.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that super, like, tight, sharp European goatee. Dude.
There's a lot of beard styles
I could never
to
pull
try.
that off.
And because I have long hair, I have a lot of hairstyle options at my disposal. Not that I can really do any of them except bun, higher bun, ponytail, and loose.
Pigtail.
Yeah. I only have the one hair tie on any given time, so
okay.
yeah, not even the pigtails.
Damn. Yeah, you'd have to like plan ahead for that.
I have the options, but I need outside help.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have hair that can do a whole bunch of different things, and then a beard that could be a whole bunch of different things, think how many different options there are. Yeah, to see what I think I look good in, but also for all of the funny days.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you could do like a whole caveman thing too, like, and that's easy.
Yeah, land a Geico commercial.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Geico was Caveman, right?
Yes.
Did you feel personally attacked when those ads started airing?
Personally attacked? No, I was but a boy at the time, and I had neither the beard nor any of that.
Oh, mirrors just weren't in your home?
Oh, you're saying I look like a Neanderthal otherwise?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember, you know those 23andMe fucking quizzes or whatever that you like send your
quizzes?
Yeah, those 23andMe personality quizzes.
Yes,
Yeah, where you
I got mine back. I got one for Christmas.
Dude, I remember my mom did one, and she got like 4% Neanderthal or something like that. And yeah,
the joke started rolling at you.
No, we all just made fun of her. Like,
seems like more of them were expressed in you.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
You got to get yours done. It's crazy. You could end up with like a greater share because of weird DNA crossover stuff and also XY combination. Like, she has 4%. There is a chance you have a higher percent than she does.
Only if my dad had some, because I think he did his in, I don't know, Western Europe.
There's
wasn't
a chance.
Neanderthal heavy.
But also, it's wild. Like, my mom had something like 20% Scottish, and I had none of it show up. So, like, I have Scottish heritage, but apparently not the genes showing it. But on the flip side, where my mom had 22% Norway, I had something like 19% Sweden and 20% Norway. So her 20-something% Scandinavia is 40% of my express genome.
Wow.
So that's why I'm
saying... And
saying...
none of it came from your dad?
No. His track's like very straight to like the England and Germany that I know his parents are from.
Right.
And yeah, that's why I think that like 22% of you might be Neanderthal.
All right, yeah, I guess I need this test. That's
sketching the math out.
That's quite a bit Neanderthal. That would be kind of cool though. Yeah. Look, I'm not a professional here, okay?
Just, shoulder hair.
Yeah. A telltale sign. I'm lucky that I don't really have back hair, but I've just looked in the mirror and there's a couple spots sprouting.
That's
right
what I'm
now.
saying. You're hitting that stage at 30. I'm not hitting it till 60.
Okay.
I'm not getting back hair until I have ear hair. I don't think you get to
Jesus.
I don't think you get to dodge the ear hair thing based on like hairiness. I think just all old people you get the hairy ears.
Yeah, hairy ears, hairy nose, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's a fate that you can avoid if you plan to grow old.
Gonna look like a Pixar caricature.
Yeah. Oh my god. Maybe a hard shift. Have you seen the movie Tenet?
No. Have you?
Yes.
I'm interested.
Okay.
Because from what I can gather, it is ambitious, involves time travel.
Yes.
A very big dream type of project that may not have been executed at all well enough and fell very flat.
Okay.
That's more or less the impression that I've been given of this
from
movie.
the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. I watched it on the plane ride to Florida.
Okay.
I didn't quite get to finish it, which kind of sucked, but also I was very confused watching the entire movie. So on the plane ride home from Florida, I watched it again all the way through. I liked it.
Okay.
I'd say it gets a thumbs up from Steve's reviews.
So 51% plus.
At least, yeah, exactly.
Okay. The tomato meter
And
is
it
what
was-
I'm curious about.
It was very cool in the way that like basically the main premise of the film is that, or at least like the sci-fi based premise of the film is that there are some things that in the future have been made so that they can move backwards through time.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
Like machines?
like literally anything, you put it in this chamber and or whatever, like it's you or whatever, you invert it, it's called, and it can be done with any material.
Okay.
And so this stuff starts showing up, these like, you know, weird machinery and stuff that has been inverted, and it's like, oh, we think that there's this war in the future, but these parts from it are traveling backwards through time. Like they were sent back in time to fight the war, and now but then they just keep traveling backwards through time.
Okay.
And it's very hard to understand.
I'm not seeing necessarily how the war fits in.
Right. So they found like maybe like weapons and like complex parts of weapons and stuff.
Okay,
like
so they think that
refuse.
someone in the future might have sent things back in time to themselves in the past to aid themselves in fighting this war, but some of those things have missed their mark in time and continued traveling farther back in the past.
No. They continuously move backwards through time. So like, let's say I'm.
So how could that help win a war? Do you get to use it as it ages in reverse?
Exactly. It's very hard to explain. And that's why the movie's so complicated. At one point, the character is fighting a person who is moving backwards through time. And so
That sounds visually stunning.
Visually stunning, exactly. Like mind-bending scenes of like things moving reverse while in the same scene intermingling with them, things are moving forward.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm
it's all
excited to see it for the
practical.
spectacle.
Exactly. But yeah, it's Chris Nolan, man, because he made Inception, and everyone I remember saying like, you have to watch this movie 3 times. I watched Inception once. I got it.
I followed it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very good. I
Yeah.
like it.
And this movie, I mean, you can follow it and like kind of know when the main story beats are happening and kind of know why things are important. But the finer details of like, wait, so how exactly did this whole interaction work when these things are moving backwards and these things are moving forwards? And like, I had to watch it a second time. But if you want a movie that really has a very interesting premise and really pushes your critical thinking, and maybe you'll have to watch it multiple times, I give Tenet 5 stars on that.
Sign me up,
Yeah,
boss.
exactly. But yeah, cool movie.
Okay. What brought that to mind?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I think I was just thinking about the vacation and flying, and then
Fair enough.
watching
Flying's
movies.
Have you seen that Supersonic Travel's apparently making a big comeback, or is about to make a big comeback?
Who did that before?
Concorde,
right? I
with
remember
the downward
Sting was on a
angled
plane.
thing in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was like
Oh
a
my
big
goodness.
bad crash, and also there were cost issues, and also I don't know. I think it was like a marvel
Ahead
of
of its
engineering
time.
at the time for
Yeah.
sure, but there were other logistical barriers to it
Mhm.
in terms of like environmental impact of supersonic jets and stuff also.
Right.
But plus the big fiery crash, that's a bad one.
Yeah, that's gonna scare
With
people
high
away for
profile
sure.
rich people on board. That'll hurt a
Yeah.
company
Yeah, that'll sink you for sure.
until you hit the runway. Yeah.
Yeah, but so it's making a comeback.
Apparently so. I think,
Okay.
and also not just like military, because of course that never went away, but passenger, like retail aimed at affordability as well, like for regular people. I don't remember what group, but I'm sure the way that supermassive corporations work now,
Yeah,
a division of every major air company is doing it.
has a stake
Probably
in this,
is
right?
starting to.
Yeah,
The same way that like now every financial institution is starting to branch out and invest in crypto or develop their own crypto branch.
mm-hmm.
I think it'll just catch on if it's
Yeah.
going to be profitable.
Do you know what these travel times are like?
I'm
Offhand?
trying to remember, but I think it was in the neighborhood of like 50-60% less time. I remember not being
Damn.
wowed, but realizing that it was also a very significant chunk.
Yeah, like
Like what would have
day-long-
amazed me was
right.
6 hours to an hour and 15.
Yeah,
I think it was like 6 hours to 2.5 or something.
Okay.
Or 3, but
Right.
that's still very impressive. And
Oh, yeah.
net airtime, huge.
Oh yeah.
In terms of like whatever man hours lost to sitting in a tube or something,
Mhm.
you can calculate it out and just be like, look at the millions of hours of people's lives we would be saving.
Yeah. Can these go like super long trips? Like, can they go to like the other side of the world in a single trip?
I have not looked into what the technical specs are, and I don't know if they've been really released or if there are, given models that are out right now. I've just been seeing more of the buzz and like the sort of business world
stuff. We'll throw the stats up for the nerds
but,
up on back.
I would imagine it's certainly going to be a weight carry limit thing, but also a fuel efficiency problem. So I'm sure it's going to be less efficient than like the super jumbo liners we have.
Okay.
But I would be surprised if we dip our toe back into commercial supersonic flight in the 21st century and don't figure out a way to get to Australia with it.
Right.
I think that the viability of it would probably hinge on it being able to replace all the existing types of flights as well.
Imagine that, a day trip in Australia.
Yeah, I think that's the massive draw. It's like get to Australia in 7 hours.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Yeah.
Or even if it's less extreme, if it's like 9 hours, 9.5. Okay,
Still,
versus 16.5.
Yeah, right.
Huge.
Oh.
What's the longest flight you've been on?
Longest flight I've been on would have been a direct to London airport from JFK, I think.
Something like 5?
No,
6?
it felt longer. It was like overnight, I remember. I don't know. Here's the thing. When you're a kid, things feel like they take forever. Like a 20-minute car ride feels like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I was on this plane for 7 days basically, but like, who knows?
We circumnavigated the world.
Yeah, multiple times for shits and gigs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were carrying more fuel to fill up the fuel tanks. Yeah, but I don't
Aerial
know.
refuels.
I was
to blow this kid's fucking brain.
Yeah, how old would I have been at the time? Last time, like 10. So
Fair
I
enough.
don't remember.
I want to say it was like 6 hours to Sweden.
Okay.
So maybe 6.5, 7 to London.
Maybe.
Depending on like maybe air routes and stuff around that hyper-populated area.
Yeah.
I don't know. But okay. So we'll say probably like 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
Now double and a half it.
Yeah.
I want to go to Australia, but I am looking forward to the challenge of that flight. I generally like air travel.
Yeah.
Unless I am wedged in the cliche of like the middle seat between two rude and large people. That is not ideal.
Dude,
but like,
yeah, a couple tricks. One, I'm sure you know this one, but like you check every day for seat upgrades. Like leading up to it, like I always like when I'm like booking flights now, like at least for a week leading up to it, every day I'm just checking to see if any new seats are open, anything like that. And then
does that
also,
often pay off?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
I'll start doing that too.
For sure it does. And then also I generally, if a row is completely open, I go for the middle just because I'm an asshole, because I want the row to myself, and I'm like, no one wants to sit next to anybody. So if any other rows, there's one person, but they're in the aisle or they're at the window, someone will choose that over sitting next to me. And then worst case, someone sits next to you, and then, worst case, you just
get
stuck
in the middle seat.
Yeah, it's a gamble that I'm willing to take, basically.
That is a gamble. But you think the odds are paying off?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
especially if you're checking every day, you know what I mean? Like,
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah.
You ever panic and bail like, they're filling in, move from the middle back to an aisle or something?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, if someone sits next to me
and the one next to you is
then
still
I'll move
open.
over. Yeah,
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm seeing the play. I'm seeing the chess moves.
Because I remember, oh my God, when not the last time I flew, because I flew to Florida, but before that, like right as the pandemic was starting, and I was coming back from Texas, and I had two connecting flight, like a flight and a connecting flight out to Texas, and then two on the way back. And on 3 out of those 4 flights, I had a whole row to myself, dude. I have never been more comfortable on a plane than 3/4 of the way to and from Texas. I was straight up just like able to like lay down fully. It was amazing, dude.
I have one story of a similar vein.
Yeah.
And it also happens to be my longest flight story.
Oh boy.
At the end of my time in Sweden, when I went down to volunteer in Zambia, I flew from the Copenhagen airport into London, and then I took a flight direct from London to South Africa.
Okay.
And I think that was like 11 hours, 10.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I had just learned the flight booking tips, take notes, before this trip when I was booking it, that you want to sit in the back and in the bottom if there's multiple decks.
Okay.
And the reason being, honestly, you're not going to save any time disembarking from near the front,
Definitely
especially
not,
if you're
yeah.
in coach anyway. Like, it's
no
a line.
meaningful time, yeah.
It's 15 minutes. Don't
Gotta wait and
rush.
get your
Don't
bags.
stress yourself. Take your time getting off.
Yeah.
Stay out of the press of people.
Definitely.
And if you are near the bottom, which is where almost all of the stewards and stewardesses have their like hangout postings versus the top deck.
Yeah.
In the back where the kitchens are, and where if you ask for any like snack or drink or refreshment, they don't have to bring it past everyone else on the plane
Right.
or walk as far.
That's
you are
huge.
much more likely to get faster and better service.
Right.
And this has paid off
And maybe make some
so well.
friends.
Also that.
Yeah.
So when I had this 10.5-hour flight, I am in it's a double-decker plane, which is the first time I'd been on one that large.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 main sections of seats.
Mm-hmm.
And I am in the all the way back section in the bottom. So the back bottom 6th of the plane. And of those 14 rows of seats that are like 3 against the side, 4 in the middle, 3 against the other side,
Right, yep.
there are maybe 12 of us back there.
Nice, dude.
I have an entire window row of 3 seats to myself. And when I ask for some extra meals, the guy brings me 3 of the meals. And then when I chose the bottle of wine, because that was complimentary on this international
That's
flight,
so dope.
he brought me 4 of the mini bottles of wine.
Whoa.
He brought me so much food that I got full and my stomach hurt, but I finished it all. And then in the next morning, he brought me 2 breakfasts. It was by far, I watched 3 movies, fell asleep, woke up still buzzed, and ate 2 breakfasts. It was a vacation unto itself.
Yeah, seriously.
Not only the best air travel experience I've ever had, it was the best travel experience I would ever have had, or have ever had. And it also ranks pretty highly in the literally like vacations.
Right, yeah. Oh, I got all my relaxing out of the system like before I even landed. Now I can go do cool shit.
It was great.
Yeah.
Like volunteer work, yeah. That was the vacation for that trip, yes.
Right.
But yeah, it was awesome. And then when I flew back, because I stayed longer than my mom, she left on a different set of flights. And I took a flight back to London and then over to Boston.
Okay.
And same deal. Like I picked the bag.
No
I
way.
didn't get the same amount of food or service, but I had a full 3 row of seats to myself, got like 1 extra meal at night, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
Not to try and steal any thunder.
No, absolutely. But I've never been on a double-decker plane before.
It was so cool.
Yeah. Is there like a
snakes on a
staircase
plane.
between? Yeah, exactly. Dude, the one in Snakes on a Plane, I feel like it had like a balcony inside
It was
the
luxury.
plane. Yeah, exactly.
Like spiral ornate staircase. There are planes like that, but I haven't been on them.
Have you ever seen that film?
Yeah.
Absolute classic.
I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes.
Dude, I remember I've only ever seen it on FX, like when it was showing on cable with commercials and everything. And obviously they like censor all the curse words and stuff out of movies.
Except that one.
No, not that one. So, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. It was, I have had it with these monkey flying snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. Just dubbed over.
This Monday to Friday plane.
Yeah, dude. That
like
was
the one you took.
Yeah, because a lot of the movies they just bleep it, or just like not even bleep, but just silence
it.
exactly.
Lame.
But on some of them they dubbed over new words.
I think that the best thing you can do if you're gonna have to make a clean version is to do
Yeah.
a funny dub like that.
Well, of that movie especially, like such a ridiculous movie, I almost think that Monday to Friday plane is funnier than motherfucking plane. Less iconic for sure, but
Funnier, yeah. Yeah, I'll give it that.
oh my god, just Samuel L. Jackson absolutely enraged, yelling.
The following conversation may include some spoilers, but that's on you.
Oh, for snakes on a plane? Dude,
I remember in the panic at one point, someone falls on the ground and a chicken stiletto heels impales his neck. She steps through his neck with the high heels, and the heel snaps off, and then I think she falls and like dies immediately somehow and leaves her heel in his neck.
Was it like a terrorist that like dropped all these snakes?
Yeah, I think it was
in
like a giant
luggage?
crate of venomous snakes that they
Yeah.
loaded onto the plane to maybe try and kill someone who was on board, which is creative to say the least.
Right.
But I would say far from a foolproof plan. It seems like that has a lot of variables.
Dude.
The snakes themselves being a pretty important wild card in this equation.
Oh, dude, me and my brother recently were talking about service animals and like what we think the funniest service animal would be. It's like, sorry, I have to bring this bear on this plane. It has to sit next
Little
to me.
hat.
What would be the worst animal to bring on a plane?
The worst
that
service.
That fits. I
like,
guess.
okay.
Like,
I mean, a
obviously
bear is a
blue
pretty
whale.
horrific idea.
Yeah.
A bear is a very bad idea. Its ears will pop and it will just maul the whole front third
Oh
of the
my
plane.
goodness, yeah, dude. Because their ears are crazy sensitive, right? Well, I know their noses
Enough
are,
to get
but-
mad and murder the plane.
to not like what's going on when the plane is taking
To have
off.
complaints with
Yeah.
the situation.
The bear would be nonplussed, I believe.
Okay. So I want to try and pick two. I want to come to two consensi.
Okay.
Consensia.
Yeah.
We should add extra syllables for plurals because more.
Plural salsamos. Like that.
That was Italian as hell.
Yeah, you're right. I nailed it. Anyway, so worst.
I think we should come to two consensia.
Mm-hmm.
One, what would be the worst animal that you could fit to bring on a plane? And two, what do you think the worst is that someone has actually tried? Like bear might be my option for the first. Like just the flat out worst one that still fits in a plane.
Right.
Bear might be the worst thing.
Baboon's pretty bad. They're pretty aggressive.
Baboon would be real chimp. like a chimp, an angry
Yeah.
fucking chimp. That would be fucking bad. There's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
big cats are a pretty terrible choice.
That's pretty rough.
Really, any of these apex
Any
predators.
wild animals in a plane turns out bad idea.
Giraffe, he'll get cramps. He have to crane his neck down the whole
Yeah,
time.
his neck goes down the whole entire aisle.
That'd be the rudest.
Yeah.
No one could open their
Oh
overhead
my
luggage.
god, I kind of like that one the best.
I
Then.
think giraffe might be the shit.
Yeah, or like just anaconda, just like taking up the entire like aisle of however big the plane is.
Okay,
Because anacondas grow to fit their container.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
It would just shed its airplane skin and
Yeah.
be an airplane-sized snake.
Exactly. Yeah.
Eventually, yeah, if you just left it in there and fed it for long enough,
Yeah, that's
It
why
could
they
wear
live
it like
in
armor.
holes. Mm.
that'd be terrifying. I'm
That'd
gonna
be
go
very
with bear.
inconvenient. Okay.
I'm gonna go with bear being the worst one. I think that would probably do the most damage, and also some jackass like that might be fittable in a seat type.
Yeah.
You can't bring a tiger on and be like,
It's
it's
flying
gonna
first
board.
class. That bear's flying first
Yeah,
class
bear.
for sure.
And people do train bears, and there's videos coming out of Russia all the time of
Mhm.
jackasses about to lose their limbs.
Yeah.
I think bear might be the worst animal that fits on a plane that you could try to bring on a plane.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think is the worst that somebody has actually genuinely tried?
Hmm.
It might also be bear.
A rabid dog. I don't know. Like,
Rabid dog would be pretty bad,
like
but
no,
I've seen
he's just nervous.
like and I actually maybe not bad. Like this is about to be a catastrophe of human tragedy, but
Children.
stupidest,
Uh-oh.
worst. Like I've seen miniature horse, miniature pony
Really?
in front of the three people in the yeah,
No
in front of the
way.
three.
Where was this?
The very front. I mean, I haven't seen it in person. I've
Oh,
seen a photo
okay.
of a miniature horse on a plane.
I thought this was a flight you were on.
I have seen, other than dogs, I've seen at least one weird animal, and it was in the last maybe 2 years.
Was it a lizard of some sort or a ferret?
No, but it was a weird one.
A ferret seems like a perfect plane animal because they're already like a neck pillow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good
the
one.
opposite of what we're looking for.
Yeah, true. What's the opposite of a ferret? A bear. Anyway, what are other ones that you've
ferret.
seen? Yeah.
I think I've seen hog, again, pictures, but like somebody brought a legitimate like pig.
Was it a prize winning pig?
It was a big pig. Not
So,
like gigantic,
He could have been flying. He could have been a celebrity.
but it might have been like an 80-pound pig, which is a lot of
Yeah.
fucking bacon to bring on a flight.
That's true. Yeah.
Uh,
Not the most graceful of animals.
Oh, you know what I think I saw?
Hmm.
I think it was a fucking bird, and I don't remember what kind, but it was like a
That's a pretty bad one. If you bring a loud ass like howler monkey or something, or like a loud ass
That's
bird
not a
on
bird,
plane-
Steve.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to think of loud animals, and that's the first one that came. Or just like one of those birds that has like supersonic screeches. Like that's a pretty bad one to bring on a plane.
yeah,
If
bird
it won't
bird would
shut
be
up.
bird could be really rude.
Maybe worse than
It
like
might have been like a chicken or something. I can't remember because might have been a
a
duck.
rooster.
Like a chicken or a duck, maybe.
Okay.
Somebody might have had. I think I got to see one of the ducks with shoes on a plane. That might
Ducks
have
with
been,
shoes?
Yeah, people have like little boots that you can put on the ducks because
For what reason?
to walk them around downtown.
I guess.
I've seen ducks on leashes, again photos, but I've seen at least one duck on the plane. That I think is what the animal was. That
Oh, There was this guy who
You'd also think that I wouldn't have to go searching for what was that weird animal I made note of in a plane.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think that would be a memory close to
stand out.
hand.
Right.
I remember distinctly going, this is weird. I shouldn't forget this. But I guess don't forget this was all I remembered of it.
There was this guy I used to watch on YouTube. And
he just forgot things. That was the whole video.
No, he had like a pet goose, and like I don't know if this thing imprinted on him or what, but like he would just walk around and this goose would follow him.
Aren't there laws against imprinting animals like that?
Not if the animal imprints on you.
Oh, it's consensual that way.
Yeah, exactly. If they are the aggressor, then we don't have rights in the matter.
Yikes.
Not the other way. I mean, as it should be. Would you rather have it the other way around?
Yes.
Okay, that's a debate for another episode. But
it was hard to follow. I don't know what I just signed on to.
Cancel-worthy stuff. But so yeah, and he just had this goose that he lived in China, and this goose would just like follow him around. It was the coolest thing. He has a song called "I Got a Goose in My Basket." It's an absolute banger.
I think an iguana would be pretty fine on a plane.
Yeah, true.
I think most reptiles would probably just sit.
Well,
although a snake on your shoulders would piss people off.
Like
if you had a snake and said, "This is my emotional support snake,"
yeah,
and just like walked onto the plane with it wrapped around your arm, looking all
like
maleficent.
one of those big boas that like Ranger Rick or whoever would like carry around with him when he like does shows for kids.
It's wrapped around your arm and just kind of like biting onto your hand, and you just walk onto the plane
in the middle
with it,
of
like,
biting.
This is my emotional support snake.
I love him.
You just go sit down with it, like
we're just going through something.
Tightening
right
on your forearm. He gets nervous when flying.
Yeah, who can blame him?
Yeah, I don't know. Snake on a plane might be pretty fucking bad.
Yeah,
given the infamy of snakes on planes.
Yeah, true. That's already in people's heads. It's like something that can.
But I
happen.
could also. This might fit the second classification that I was looking to meet. Like I could see somebody bringing a snake, including like in a snake carrier, and taking it out on a flight.
Right.
Guarantee you that there are people who have done that. We could Google it right now and see people playing with their pet snakes on planes.
Probably.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, we'll throw a picture up if we can find it.
Yeah, local flights from in Florida at least.
Dude, it's another good animal to bring on a plane. I think.
Okay.
Would be a penguin, because I think that they would just walk up and down the hall, up
Spreading
and down the aisle,
joy.
and people love penguins.
And if it's taking off, he could just fucking slide all the way down.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, I guess it's time for a word from our sponsors.
PCLC on the other side. Hey guys, Zane's in the other room and I gotta be quick about this. He's locked me in this small cage, only letting me out to do podcasts and sometimes edit, although I often edit inside the cage as well. I don't have a lot of time, but please get the word out there. It's been weeks now and I haven't seen or heard from my family, and I'm sure they're worried about me. Shit, he's coming back. I'll tell him the sponsor was, I don't know, Light. Send help.
Anyway, we got the light fixed.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that.
Thanks to our sponsor. They just came in and paid for a new one, plopped it right down in front of us.
And our sponsor today, Light.
Yeah.
We do love it. We're a big fan, big supporters. Go out there and support all the light near you.
Absolutely.
Get it from the sun, get it from your LEDs, get it from the light company. Wherever you want, just make sure you get some light.
Yeah, utter and complete darkness at all times of the day can be very bad for your mental and physical health. So make sure you interact with light at some point, I would say.
2 interactions is generally what a doctor recommends as the minimum.
Yeah, exactly. You need a certain amount of photons. This is where, from that other episode, a handful of light would have been great.
A jar of light.
Yeah.
You just dump a little bit on yourself or wash off with it, whatever.
Yeah. Drink it, do whatever you want, yeah. But anyway, so, dude, I remember a recent episode we were talking about bachelor parties and stuff like that.
Oh.
And I think that for me, the idea would just be kind of like a beach trip kind of thing. Like maybe rent a boat, do some of that kind of stuff.
Rent a beach house.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, that like one of the things we did was we just like rented a boat, and there were like all these like it was kind of like in the Keys area ish, and so there's a bunch of like islands and stuff you can just like boat on up to, and it's like this white sand and crystal clear water, and
just like anchor and get out on any island and just start hanging out on the beach on that island.
Exactly, dude.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
I've seen it. I haven't gotten to interact with it too much, but it looks like a fucking joy.
And there's also just a ton of cool water stuff that I'd like to do. Like, dude, one thing that I've seen videos of recently is like one day I will swim and then graduate to kite surfing, dude.
Oh, that looks pretty sick.
It looks so fucking cool. Like, you look like, I mean, and look, these people are professionals or just really practiced, whatever it is. But you really do look like you have an incredible degree of control over where you go. And some of these crazy big jumps that people do, just like manipulating the wind in this like two-handed kite, it's, oh my God, it looks like so freeing and cool.
It looks pretty sick.
Yeah. But that stuff,
how do you get into that? Do you like charter that and do it for a day, or do you need to like just start with classes? Like, how do you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's
Did you see a place when you were down there that was like kite surfing, $69, LOL, nice?
No, I think I just saw some like YouTube video or like clips of it on Instagram Reels and stuff like that recently, and I was like, wow, that is really fucking cool. There was this one where this chick is like, she like rides like kind of close to the beach, and then she circles out to it and like dips the front point of her kite surfboard into the sand and kind of like grinds around. I'll throw it up if I can find it, but like she like kind of like grinds around on the sand and then back into the water, dude. This other guy like jumps over the tip of an island.
You showed me that one.
Yeah, it's, oh my God. But yeah, and then there's also one thing that we signed up for on like the last day we were there, and then the water was too choppy to do it, was those fly boards that like basically like they're like Tony Stark thrusters on your feet that like shoot water out of them and stuff. Like,
oh my God,
there's so many cool water things to do. I mean, just water skiing and like what's the other one on the board that's not water skiing? You know what I'm talking about?
Wakeboarding?
No. Wakeboarding, exactly. Yeah, stuff like that. Tubing, like. Although tubing is great and great on a lake. Good on a lake, yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, that is so fun.
Actually, yeah, some of these water sports might be more lakey than beachy.
Depending on how the next 12 months goes for the two of us, let's go get our boating licenses. Licencia.
Yeah, dude, I live in such a boating area right now too.
For a little bit more.
Yeah, right. Yeah, big
congratulations.
Exactly, dude.
You want to break the news? This is most likely, not that any of you can tell, the last episode in your OG apartment.
Yeah, I mean, God willing, you know, we're less than a week away from closing on this house. But yeah, me and Hamza, friend of the podcast, multiple time guest on the podcast. Yeah, we're
really navigated your way through that series of words. Wow.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm
multiple,
a lot of syllables in very quick succession, but I think I stuck the landing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we friggin' bought a house. We're moving in. We're gonna be real life homeowners, and we close in, you know, like I said, less than a week. But by the time this goes up, I'll hopefully be moved in.
That sounded like you said real life homo nerds, which is funny because that's exactly what your realtor thinks you two are.
Not
right?
realtor, insurance agent. But yeah, very much thought that because I might have said partner in an email rather than business partner.
That's an important
which
difference,
is a mistake I've made talking to other people, and they very quickly assume that we are life partners.
It is very sweet, and it's funny because you two are very like yin yang,
right,
tall, small.
Yeah.
One charming, one handsome.
We're a funny little Bert and Ernie pair, but
yeah.
but yeah, I think So there was that, and the fact that we were getting a duplex. It's like, oh no, they're gonna be in one unit together. When she thought that, oh, they're getting a duplex, they'll live in two separate units. No, they're living together. Oh, and they share an email address.
That's a big one. The shared communication thing.
So I think I might just like kind of feed into that and like not correct it, and maybe like hint that that's the case and just see what happens there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
Doesn't change anything, but yeah. So
I'm getting you a pride flag for your new home anyway.
Yeah, let everyone know I'm an ally. Absolutely, loud and proud.
Well, yeah, on the one hand, that part's true, and on the other hand, extend this little assumption of hers. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just keep playing
social
this
experiment, right?
For years and years, as long as I'm in her book of business.
Every time you two buy a new property together.
Yeah, we take like newlyweds-esque pictures.
You should start going in matching outfits or like complimentary outfits.
Oh my goodness, could you imagine? Like,
I think
I'm
you
with
should.
him. I'm with him.
That's a good slow start. But I was literally thinking like, with your button downs and suspenders, maybe you guys could have the same floral patterns.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Just escalated over the years. I think you should stay with her as a, what was it again?
Insurance agent.
Yeah, sure. Business manager.
Right,
that's what you said.
Yeah, exactly. Consultant.
Insultant.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Run with that.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll have to. I think it's too funny not to, and I stand nothing to gain from letting someone know that
From
I'm
the
straight.
truth.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't affect insurance.
Great.
It shouldn't, at least. That's one thing.
Yeah, you know what?
If it does affect my insurance,
Then you're exposing corruption. And
yeah, exactly.
You're standing up for what's ethical and moral.
She's getting Title IX.
Ooh,
Yeah.
well.
That's a progressive thing.
It is a progressive thing. I don't know that it applies to your insurance agent, but
Yeah, that's for the courts to decide.
and we'll see her there.
Yeah.
Have you ever been threatened with legal action?
Ooh, that's a good question. Nothing comes to mind. No, I have not been threatened with legal action. Have you?
No, not. I mean, certainly not that I can recall.
Right.
Yeah, nothing comes up. Maybe the closest I could think might have been when we were bouncing at UConn. Like maybe just being tangential to things that people did get arrested for or like were serious issues.
Yeah. Does someone saying I'm going to call the cops on you, is that being threatened with legal action?
For the sake of the discussion, we'll say yes.
I've definitely had,
Now I have dozens.
yeah, I've definitely had the cops been called on things that I was at. Like not on me specifically, but yeah, like high school parties and stuff like that. Like
Fair enough.
yeah, definitely.
I think
like,
that's enough steps removed to say that it wasn't you being
yeah,
threatened with it,
right.
but that's maybe the close brushes that
Or
you have.
If I was hosting a party in college that the cops got called on and I'm the one responsible.
Oh, there was the
closer
single
line.
party we had at the house we rented.
Two. Maybe the other one was the next year after you had already moved out. I don't know. But
I think so.
there was definitely the first one. And then that was a great excuse not to have to host parties for a while.
Amazing.
But
It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, we had that one. It wasn't even a big
And then
one
it was
either.
a whisper that one of our housemates
Oh
had
yeah.
called the cops on our own party.
Yeah, that was the big rumor around
For
that it was
this
an inside
excuse.
job, dude. Just wanted everyone out of his house and called the cops on himself. Big brain moves.
I had a long day at ROTC. That's not a hint. Anyway,
Nice. Good cover.
love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Is he? Hey,
Hey.
still in a state that I might potentially be moving to in the next couple months, right?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. He is.
Do you know the city by any chance?
I do, and I'll bleep it. I think he's in.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're all reasonably
Yeah.
same state
This
to
is
each
great
other.
listening. Us talk about a friend in as few details as possible.
Yeah, well, we got to keep some things mysterious. If you know
Right.
everything about a couple of fellas, then what are you going to keep tuning into a couple of fellas to learn about?
Yeah, all our fans just tune in every week because they want us to slip another piece of vital personal information.
We're open books, but half the pages have invisible ink, so
Yeah.
subscribe to our Patreon to get the lemon juice code or whatever.
Yeah, that's where we fully dox ourselves on the daily.
Speaking of invisible ink and lemon juice, I think it was
National
I can't
treasure.
remember if lemon juice was used to see it or if it was an ingredient in it, but a huge thing for me through like elementary, middle school were these books of like at-home science experiments. Did you ever have any of those or do any of these? Because I had several books of everything from potato batteries to making your own invisible ink, which is what spurred this train of thought.
Right.
To several different recipes of volcano, stink bombs, rock candy. Like I routinely was seeking out and doing my own science experiments all through elementary and middle school.
Oh, what are some of the memorable ones?
I just listed like half dozen of the
Did
memorable.
you do all of those?
Oh, those were all examples of ones I did.
Oh, that's cool.
The stink bombs were probably my favorite.
Yeah, I did like science fairs and stuff as a kid. As far as projects like that.
Like competition or just for
No,
school you had
it was
to?
no, you didn't have to. It was completely optional in my elementary school. Just every year, you would just pick a project that you wanted to do like a trifold on, and maybe you brought in some props or like something for people to do at your table. And yeah, you just like people would come up to you and you would explain this science thing to them. Like one year I did
Electroshock therapy and why it should come back.
Yeah, exactly. Just fun, cool, like kid stuff like that.
Yeah, keeping it light.
Yeah. No, I did one year. What are those? I don't even remember what they're called now. But like the rocks that like glow under UV light, like fluorescent rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Because my
You just paint it with cat piss.
No, my great uncle was actually like an engineer scientist, like very smart academic guy, and he just had a collection of fluorescent rocks that he gave me and my brother. And so my dad and us, we built this like box, right? It had like multiple shelves in it, and then it had plexiglass on the front, and then it just had like the rocks like stored in it with like a UV light on them, and then we put like a black curtain like over the front plexiglass so you could like duck your head in and like see these like beautiful glowing rocks. Yeah, just like stuff like that.
Very cool.
And then one year I did like how does 3D work in movies and stuff when it was still like red and blue, and so I did a whole project on that.
Give us the lowdown. I want to know.
Oh boy, I mean, I definitely didn't understand it at the time, but it was it just like
just plagiarized Wikipedia.
It mimics like depth perception because you have the one red one and then the one blue one, and then you have the red and blue images overlaid
but
over
offset.
each other. Exactly. And so something about how it like cancels out.
Instead of having your you know what it might be? Maybe instead of having your left eye and your right eye detecting the object from two slightly different perspectives, which is why binocular vision works and gives us depth perception.
Yeah.
Instead, we're tricking it and kind of hijacking it to use, instead of left and right eye, your blue wavelength focused cones and your red wavelength focused cone. Like, I wonder if in separating your color vision sensing cells, you can kind of simulate a two perspective view that your brain reconstructs into 3D when it, synchronizes the images in your head.
I think it's about things that are bigger, like overlap with themselves more, and then that canceling, since the two things are like offset. I don't know. This would be, I'll put up an animation or something of this on the back.
What a cop out.
Yeah, I'm having a tough time explaining it, probably because I don't really understand it.
I could be totally wrong, but I stand by that as a no background hypothesis to test.
Okay. I'll be honest, I didn't totally follow it. This stuff is very complicated. I'm not much of a biologist.
Wasn't this your 4th grade project?
Oh, this was my, I want to say 3rd grade.
I see why that's tough to follow then.
Yeah, exactly.
That was when you got inducted into Mensa, right?
No, that was 7th grade.
Yeah. A little slow, weren't you?
I know, dude. Look, all my like cool friends were getting in 4th, some of them 5th.
But you did skip 3 grades, so I guess that's like 4th grade.
Yeah. I was 12 when I graduated high school. It was amazing. Best
and
time
it's
of my
just
life.
been downhill since.
Yeah, no wonder I got beat the fuck out of every wrestling match, dude. I was fighting full-grown men as but a boy.
But a boy. Oh.
Yeah.
And now look how far you've grown.
Yeah.
You're so big and strong.
Exactly. Well, now I just fight old men, so it's like a lot easier. I stayed with the same age range.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like it. What is that's what I love about 80-year-olds.
Yeah, you keep getting older, and I keep beating the shit out of them.
That's a clip.
Yep.
At least for the intro of the app.
Yep.
Who is the oldest person that you've wrestled with? I guess I would say competed in sports with, but I think wrestling. And immediately I jumped to whatever the age offset was when you were 22 or something and wrestled Nightmare, the 27-year-old.
Yeah, I also wrestled a 27-year-old national finals sophomore year.
So you were
or maybe
20,
he was 26
and he was 27?
Yeah.
That's a pretty respectable gap for a sport competition.
Yeah.
Especially academic.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I'm wondering if, you had any like 32-year-old old man strength club wrestlers.
In competition, that would probably be the biggest difference. But I mean, yeah, you go to like wrestling practices and you wrestle with coaches and stuff like that. They're always going to be like way older. And sometimes you're going like full out against them and stuff like that.
All right, counting practice and casual, who do you think is the oldest individual you have wrestled with at all?
Oh.
Or not even who, but like the age of. Because
Right.
I've probably 50s, I would say, just with my high school wrestling.
Yeah.
50s. Maybe 60s.
The thing about age gap, though, is 50s definitely, because when I started in 8th grade and like friends' dads and stuff would help with like town wrestling practice.
I guess it counts.
Yeah. But yeah, who I could actually like somewhat stand up against, because being a 14-year-old against this like, 250 to 300 pound like adult, like, yeah, not much was happening.
How big were the people in your town?
Some just good old Italian cooking, man.
I gotcha.
You eat healthy portions.
That sounds great.
What mama makes you.
I'm hungry.
You're not gonna stop in the middle. That's
I
rude.
never do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that would probably be the biggest age gap. I think like my coach's dad in high school, because he was like a Lehigh wrestler and the coach for a while, and he like knew his shit. I might have wrestled around with him a little bit, so he would have been like,
wow,
probably like maybe in his 60s at the time. Still pretty fit, like spry enough guy, especially for that age.
That's impressive, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, actually, above even I think maybe my alumni game, UConn rugby. We play the alumni game, and that is a pure display of savagery and old man strength.
Oh, yeah.
These dudes have been pickling their insides with beer and concussing themselves with rugby for 50 years. Shit you not, there were a lot of dudes in their 50s sprinting on the field, and there were a couple dudes in their 60s, and I think there was a dude who was literally like 70 who was on the field for a play of the alumni game. It was nuts. And the horrifying thing is that most of them were much stronger than
right.
Also, we always play the alumni game the morning after like a regular season Saturday game. So almost everyone is like bruised and bloody and broken from the game before, the night before. And then there's all of these 58-year-old once heroes who have been waiting the entire year for this one opportunity to relive the glory days and have their athletic victories.
How do those games usually go? Yeah.
We get fucking slammed.
Really?
Almost always.
You young spry kids.
All two or three of the four that happened while I was at UConn that I went to, we got crushed. Yeah.
Really?
Largely because we can't have our A side, like you can't do another hour or whatever of game the morning after you just played rugby. Like the A side guys will have maybe 10, 15, tops 20 minutes of the alumni game.
Okay.
And we're rotating in younger guys, which is a part of why, but they just want it more.
Yeah,
They want it so goddamn
They don't get
bad.
to play rugby again tomorrow.
They want it so goddamn.
Yeah.
It is, bringing it back to the office, it's pretzel day for
Yeah.
them. It is that one day a year where they wake up, strap on their fucking vomit and beer encrusted rugby boots from the 80s.
Yep.
And they're like, today we go to war.
Tonight we dine in hell.
See, you're honestly ready your breakfast and eat hearty. whatever it is.
Me Hardy's yo ho. But
That's the one. But then it's great because everyone goes to Ted's and the alumni pony up for all the food and beer for the whole team.
Dude, being a bouncer, I remember some of those rugby alumni coming back and how
fantastic,
wild some of them were, dude.
Pure relic of 80s rugby.
Yeah.
Exactly what you would think of college 80s frat sport drinking to be. Yeah, that was UConn 80s rugby.
There's certain sports that are just such college sports. And I don't mean like football and basketball. I mean like rugby and rowing. Like the kind of sports
they only happened there.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm sure there's leagues. Like we knew kids who played rugby in high school. We knew kids who rowed in high school.
I think
but
there's
like
7 rugby programs at high schools in all of Connecticut.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not a terribly common thing. And in some places, I think wrestling's like that in some parts of the country, but more popular than the other two. And yeah, I guess it's just something that people get into and can get very into in college because. For the most
it's
part,
a lifestyle that fits college.
Yeah, but most people are generally starting at the same place too. Like
Also
if I tried to pick up basketball in college, like I got a lot of ground to cover.
Yikes.
You know what I mean? Same with like
Huge yikes.
wrestling. I mean, I played soccer, but even then.
You're right, though. A lot of people, there's the opportunity at least to jump in and kind of. I mean, there was a clear division. Obviously, the handful of kids, the 3 of 25 that joined my freshman year that played through high school were obviously the better ones.
Yeah.
And they played A-side by their freshman year.
Right.
But I played A-side by the following year.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
The accessibility, you're right. Yeah, those are college sports in that regard.
Cheer is one for boys.
For boys, yeah.
For guys.
That
and also
is
depending on the school.
For collegiate cheer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're competing in it, then it's separate. If you're recruiting, if there's scholarship money on the line, there's outliers, you'll recruit.
Yeah.
But for UConn's game day team, hell yeah.
Dude, I mean, that was the funniest thing is like, people were like, what were tryouts like? I was like, tryouts just felt like my first practice.
It was fun. They
basically.
taught me stuff, and then they said, welcome.
Yeah. I had nothing to show.
No gymnastics background, no
Yep.
cheerleading experience. By the end of my 3-hour tryout, I had toss hands and toss chair.
Yeah.
And they were like, those 2 is enough. You
Fun
did it.
stuff.
That's male cheerleading. Welcome.
I remember I went back like deep into my 5th year after I had like left the team after the previous season, and they were just like, I think they were having some like mid-year tryouts or something. They're like, oh, try to like toss this girl, and she didn't fall, but like I did not catch her right. Like I was able to grab her out of the sky and like bring her down safely. But
like, not what we meant to do.
Not at all hit the stunt. And everyone's like, "What happened to you? You've fallen so far." I was like, "Yeah, I'm a little rusty."
Remember
I
QBs?
guess.
Remember libs?
Oh goodness, yeah. It seems so like I've done it before, and like looking back and thinking like, if I were to try that today, even with like an experienced flyer, like
I would need a lot of
I think it would
warm-up
take
rounds.
exactly to just build the confidence to catch someone's feet in the air above me.
I can tell, reflecting on that motion, that the muscle memory has eroded a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like the grooves are there when I see myself running through the stunt, either third person or from my view.
Yeah.
Like the mirror neurons are firing, but it is foggy.
Yeah.
There's the fine things, the elbows up when you're going up, the things you know to do, but that you had to practice to make second nature.
Exactly.
All of those have left me.
Yeah, all my bad habits would definitely come back.
Mm-hmm. That's
But
what
yeah.
I'm terrified about now. That you can't throw a backflip when you can't throw your arm up with the torn shoulder. But
right.
it was bad back for a while, and then as soon as my back got better after these recent cortisone injections, tear my shoulder.
Right.
So now it's been, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months since I've done a flip, and I know the next ones are not going to be pretty.
But you got to get them out of the way.
I want to never lose that. I want to be 60 and at the alumni game and able to do a backflip.
My goodness.
If I do one, at least one a week, every week forever, then
Yeah.
I will never not be able to.
That's not true.
The cow grows too large or whatever that, the Greek myth or whatever that is progressive overload training.
Nope.
I think it's
not
the
ringing
like
a bell.
Mathenian cow or whatever, but it started
Okay.
as a calf and the guy picked it up on his shoulders and carried it. And then the next day the calf was a little bit bigger, but he picked it up and carried it. And as the calf grew, so too did his strength. And eventually this dude is loading the bull onto his shoulders and walking his 2,000-pound cow or whatever.
Right.
That is progressive overload, can just continually pushing the muscular output.
Right.
But there are actual real ceilings to that.
Yeah. Especially at 60.
There's arcs. Exactly. So until the cow is too irrational to pick up anymore and I can no longer do a backflip because my body is not capable of the motion.
Yeah.
That's when I'll lose it. But up until then,
I feel like if you're doing a backflip every week, though, you're going to find that, I don't know, that the time you find out that it is no longer the era of backflipping Zane, it might not be just as peaceful and like a bygone era. So long backflips.
I don't think
It's
that I
gonna
lose
be
it all
like
in a day.
Neck slamming onto the ground in a hospital. Like, what the fuck are you doing backflips at 60, you idiot?
See, that sounds like it's spoken by somebody who's never landed a backflip.
Yeah, true. I let fear control me.
No. It would be, I'm landing in the wrong spot.
Right.
I'm landing too far down. I'm landing on my hands and knees.
You're not turning
And
fully.
if I continue, then after
Yeah.
that third step of hands and knees, it's I'm landing on my chin.
Yeah.
And that's when you stop.
Okay.
But there's 3 warning phases before the chin landing.
Okay.
Don't worry, I've mapped all this out.
Sustainable. Good.
Anyway, it's time to, I think time to wrap it up because I need to get to the gym and work on my body, especially if I'm going to be surviving my backflip ability into my 60s.
True. Yeah, you can't be slacking
And
with that.
It feels like I've been wasting away lately. I mean, just look at me.
Oh my God, where'd your body go?